Good Sunday morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Lexi Birmingham with the News 5 First Alert Storm Team with an update on the tropics. And of course, the big story is Tropical Storm Debby, which continues to intensify. We are now seeing maximum sustained winds up to 65 miles per hour as it moves north-northwest at 13 miles per hour. And Debby will continue to strengthen over the next several hours, possibly getting up to a Category 1 hurricane by either later this evening or into tonight. And then it will continue to strengthen just a bit more before landfall, possibly making a landfall as a Category 1 hurricane with max winds up to 90 miles per hour along the Florida Big Bend region. Now, as it continues to move inland, it will start to see some weakening, but there's still question marks on what the system will do next. Option A, it kind of continues to move inland across Georgia into the Carolinas. Option B, it kind of curves to the east a little bit, comes off the east coast just a little bit, and then curves back up towards the Carolinas and continues north into Virginia. But here's an overview of those tropical alerts. We do have hurricane warnings in place for the Florida Big Bend region. We also have tropical storm warnings in place from about Panama City all the way down to Key West. We also have tropical storm watches in place a little bit further inland, just outside of Orlando and Jacksonville, and into southern portions of Georgia. And with any tropical system, it is expected to bring quite a bit of rainfall, and you can see that the Big Bend region could possibly see some major flooding conditions, but possibly not as great as what areas like Savannah into the South Carolina coast could see, as they are under the concern for some extreme flooding conditions. And you can clearly see why when we look at these rainfall totals. So areas along the Big Bend region could see anywhere from 10 to 15 inches of rainfall, but look at what the South Carolina coast and around Savannah, Georgia could see anywhere from 15 to 20 inches of rainfall from about Monday and into Tuesday. And then on top of that, we could see a possibility of a threat for tornadoes stretching from the Big Bend region of Florida all the way down the west coast past areas like Tampa into Sarasota, areas like West Palm Beach, Coral Springs, and Miami. A tornado cannot be completely ruled out. Now, as far as our area is concerned, we are not going to see any direct impacts from the system, but there already is a small craft advisory in place from about Dauphin Island all the way to the coast of northwest Florida. That will start at 10 p.m. this evening and continue until Tuesday at 1 a.m., and that's just because we could see a little bit of churning out in the waters out there. Wind gusts could exceed 30 knots, with seas getting up to about 5 to 8 feet. And then, of course, with anything in the Gulf of Mexico, it usually brings an increased threat for rip currents, so we do have a moderate threat in place for today and over the next couple of days. And now, Debby is not the only system that we're currently watching. We have a new disturbance developing just outside of the Windward Islands and just to the north of South America. It does have a very low chance of development at this time. Certainly something we'll continue to keep our eyes on, but as of right now, it is not an immediate threat to the United States. And as always, you can head on over to WKRG.com for the latest updates. We have a little section called Tracking the Tropics, and that's also where you can find our interactive hurricane map room. And you can also download a digital copy of our 2024 Hurricane Guide.